Hi, this is Mrs. Robertson. There might be a few interruptions on this video because it's a drill morning. So we're going to go ahead and start. This is a shortcut version of Chapter 2, Lesson 4's lesson on percents greater than 100% and less than 1%. A percent greater than 100% equals a number greater than 1. Yes, 102% is greater than 100%. A percent less than 1% equals a number less than 1/100th, or 1 over 100. An example would be 1 over 1,000. That is smaller than 1 over 100, isn't it? Write that down on your paper. Okay, here we have examples. Write each percent as a decimal and a mixed number or fraction in simplest form. Another term that you might see is lowest terms. Lowest terms and simplest form are the same thing. Another way, it's called reduced. When they ask you to reduce your fraction, that is another word that means the same thing as simplest form. Okay, 280%. Well, you all know the fraction means per 100. 280 over 100. Now, that will simplify 280 over 100. That equals 2 80 hundredths. Does everyone see how I got that? How many 100s are in 280? 2. How many's left over? 80. Now, that will simplify again. You could divide them both by 20. 80 divided by 20 is 4. 100 divided by 20 is 5. That is how they have the fraction 2 4/5. You should be writing this down to show how they have the fraction 2 4/5. Now the decimal is very easy. How do you change a percent to a decimal? You move the decimal point 2 places to the left, and that's how you have 2.8. Now let's look at number 2. 12 hundredths of a percent. Now kids, they put 0.12 over 100. Now watch what you do here. 0.12 over 100 equals. We can't have that decimal in the top. We have to move it out of the way. So you have to move it 2 places. So what do you do to this one? You have to move it 1, 2. What do I put in my empty loopies? Zeros. And not 1 0, but 2. So that equals 12 over 10,000. All right? Now we have to simplify that. I know 4 divides 12 and 4 will divide 10,000. 4 goes into 12 3 times, and 4 goes into that 10,000 divided by 4. I want to make sure I have enough zeros. 2, that's an 8. 5. So it's 3 over 2,500. See how you have that? Now, I want you to draw a circle around 3 over 2,500. That is how you end up getting that answer. So you should show all of that work and draw an arrow so you know. Now, the decimal part is easy. How do you change a percent to a decimal? You move it 2 places to the left. So 0.12, you move it 2 places to the left. Here I go. 1, 2. That is how you end up with 12 hundred thousandths.
At this time, we've completed our log.
All right. In the next example, write each decimal as a percent. It's very easy to change a decimal to a percent. You move it to the right 2 places. Okay? So 217, or 2 17 hundredths equals 217%. Any questions? This one, you move it 2 places to the right and your percent is 0.34%. Now, when you move the decimal point 2 places to the right, that's the same thing as multiplying by 100, okay? Now let's do the practice problems together, all right? So, write each percent as a decimal and as a mixed number or fraction. Okay, percent to decimal, you move it 2 places to the right, it equals a 2. That's my decimal, and that's also my fraction, right? I can't do anything else with that. All right, this one, move it over 2 places. The answer's 7.5. Now, as a fraction, that would equal 7 5/10. But what's another name for 7 5/10? 7 1/2. Very good. So I have, there's my, and I'm not going to write 2 down twice, once for the fraction and once for the decimal. We don't need to do that. Okay, here I have to move it 2 places to the left. 1, 2. It's going to be the decimal, 3 25/100. Now I have to write my fraction, 3 25 over 100. What will that simplify to? What will divide a 25 and 100? Think of quarters. Yes. It is it Maya? No. What is it? It is Maya. What will divide it?
4.
It's 4. Well, it'll equal 25 divided by 25 is 1, and 25 divided by 25 is 4, so you get 3 1/4. Right. 25 over 100 equals 1/4. Decimal answer, fraction answer. Now, on this one, we're going to move it 2 places to the left. 1, 2. So I'm going to have 0.003. That's 3 thousandths. So that's my decimal answer, and this is my fraction. 3 over 1,000. You should have both answers. Okay, move it 2 places to the left. 1, 2. So I have 0.008 as my decimal, and that equals 8 over what? 1,000. And you know what? What will divide 8 and 1,000? Will 8 divide 1,000? I don't know either. I know 4 will. Let's first divide it by 4. And I get 2 over 250. Yep, 8 would have divided it. And then I divide it by 2 again, and you get 1 over 125. So 1 over 125. 8 thousandths simplifies to 1 over 125. Okay, so we have 0.48. That's going to equal 0.0048. That's my decimal. And then you're going to put 48 over tenths, hundredths, thousandths, 10,000. Okay, what will divide 48 and 10,000? 8 will. 8 times 6 is 48, right? And here, when you divide, you get a 1,250. Oh, something bigger because 2 divides it again. 6 divided by 2 is 3. 1,250 divided by 2 is 625. And I think that's it, 3 over 625. All right. Now we're going to change your decimal to a percent. This time we're going to move it 2 places to the right. 2 places to the right. So in this problem, 1, 2, you're going to get 260%. Okay? And here we just change these to percents. We're not changing them. They're already a number. Now, when there's not a decimal point, you make it show up at the back end. 1, 2. you get 1,900. 1, 2, 514. 1, 2, 0.8. 1, 2, 0.14. 1, 2, 0.67. This wasn't that hard of a lesson. So do you understand percents that are larger than 100 and smaller than 100 now? They're not that hard. Okay, now I'm going to put it on pause. Now we're going to go to page 129 in your math book, chapter 2, lesson 5. I'll start a new video for this.